Hey, I'm excited to show you some trash polka tattoo art that I've recently completed. There's pics from my portfolio and video that I've taken during the tattoo process. Love it or hate it, it's a style that's really making an impact. I'll attempt to answer some frequently asked questions about trash polka tattoos. And last, I'll go into how I got started doing trash polka tattoos years into my tattoo career. I'm Joel Wright and my channel is Joel Wright Art. And at the time of this video, it's just taking off. And if you want to see more trash polka tattoo videos, hit the subscribe button and make sure to hit that bell so you'll receive notifications when I post new videos. Alright, I'm no history buff, and I don't know Volker and Simone at Buena Vista Tattoo Club, but they both invented trash polka. It's not every day that someone creates a freaking style. So I really have to respect and appreciate Simone and Volker for creating this style that's been so well adapted. And they put in the time and commitment to really see this through. In the beginning, it probably was challenging to get people to understand and appreciate this style that's become so popular now. It's inspired by trash, which is really just a reflection of a strong graphic design collage element, with polka, which is a music that they've experienced and enjoy in their lifetime, and they've combined these two things to form the trash polka brand, so to speak. Now, trash polka is a phrase or a terminology that they've coined and market, and like a certain handbag designer, you don't have an authentic trash polka tattoo unless you get it from them. The tattoos that I do that are influenced by the trash polka tattoo art style take on an art form of their own, because each artist is going to express themselves completely differently than another. You're going to see variations in composition and layout, and artists playing to their strengths and really doing what they excel at most. I like to use realism with abstraction. I like to pull in some geometric forms, and I really like to focus on strong use of font. Some artists you may see doing more traditional versions, and some artists may miss the mark altogether. I've seen more failed attempts with the trash polka tattoo art style than any other except for watercolor. Those two are one that you should really do your research and check the artist's portfolio before allowing them to do that particular style on your body. If you want to know how you can book a tattoo with me, visit the link in the description. It will take you to a form where you can put in your name and email address, and I'll let you know when I'm booking next. Generally, I do this once a month because I don't like to book too far ahead. So I select a few projects and I add those to my additional projects that are ongoing. The single most important part of doing a trash polka tattoo is the design process. You spend hours in the design and printing up and collaging different elements together and putting it on the body in the 3D form. It has to be done in person. Design concepts can be fleshed out before the appointment, but when it comes to actually preparing the design and finalizing the composition, there's no substitute for being in person with the artist and seeing what works on the body in 3 dimensions. 2 dimensions, just you can't do it all, because things relate to each other and you don't know how it's going to wrap around certain body parts. So how does the design process work for me? Well, what I do is I meet with the client and we start designing. I take a picture of the area of the body that the tattoo is going on. Sometimes it's a full back and maybe one leg, or the chest going down the arm. It just depends on the person and what they are wanting. And I then start designing with the elements that they're most interested in. And new elements can be added in along the way, and that's part of the fun of the creative process, is discovering what additional imagery you want in your tattoo to express the full vision that you've laid out. After the design process is complete, then I make a stencil and apply that stencil, and we strategize how we're going to execute this composition and how many sessions it's going to take. And generally I work on people 2 days in a row, sometimes 3 if they have the time. It can take multiple sessions to complete a trash polka tattoo, so just expect that there's a big commitment needed in order to see a project all the way to the end. Can you use trash polka style for covering up older tattoos? I do believe the trash polka style is good for covering up old tattoos, depending on the extensiveness of what you want to cover up. Because trash polka uses elements of ink splatter, strong solid shapes. All of that really lends itself well to covering up old tattoos. Can you fix botched trash polka art attempts? Yes, you can fix trash polka tattoos that have been kind of missed the mark from other artists. It's possible. It just depends on how bad the situation is. If it's too bad, you can have removal sessions. But in some cases, I've fixed trash polka tattoos that were done incompetently, and the results were amazing. This style really takes a life form of its own with, depending on the artist that's doing it. In my case, I'm not interested in trash or polka, and I would describe this style as more of a juxtaposition of, or a fusion of different styles together. It's a collage style, and you're putting realism with geometry, with traditional, with abstraction, with watercolor, but you're generally sticking to the black and gray tattoo style with the addition of red as a color. Now the accent color could be blue, and people tend to like that as well, and it still somewhat reads as trash polka. But authentic trash polka is generally only the use of red because it's so impactful, the black and the red together. The way I got into doing trash polka tattoos was interesting. I was doing an abstract tattoo style because I'm also a painter. I paint in oil paint, and I do large abstract paintings. And my tattoo art has always reflected that, so I did a lot of watercolor tattoos, painterly style tattoos, and I did that for years and years. And people had asked me to do trash polka tattoos. And I said, no, I don't do that, because it's better to focus as an artist on, your niche, your niche, whatever, the direction that you're going in, and so that people know you for that, for what you're doing. But I had a client that had several tattoo sessions with me, and he had wanted one trash polka tattoo, and he really wanted me to do it because we had developed a relationship, a friendship, and so he wanted me to do that, and I agreed to do it. And oh my God, it was so much fun. I loved it. I love doing trash polka style. It's because you get to juxtapose so many different styles together. You're doing realism with abstract, ink splatter, watercolory parts, texture, geometry. You can even get to throw in some traditional line work, and the strong use of bold lettering and graphical elements make trash polka so much fun. It's enjoyable from start to finish. The most interesting and important time, and I mentioned this, but it's the design process, and I spend hours doing that. It's a time where I meet with the client one-on-one, and we figure out what elements they want in their tattoo, and we even come up with new ones during the design process. So it's better to leave some space to allow your artist to come up with new ideas, because they'll always see things in their own vision, in their own way of looking at the problem, and come up with complex solutions that give you a tattoo that you couldn't possibly have imagined. Trash polka tattoos are not for everyone. In the comments section, let me know how you feel about the trash polka tattoo art style. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Tell me why. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it.